Hey, Michelle.
Hey Mel, so
Good.
good to be back with you, my friend.
Oh, it's great to have you back. I hope you had a very restful vacation holiday.
I, I did. However, this cardigan that I've got on is a symptom of my misery about being back in the cold, not being in the warm, the tropical warm that I was in. But anyway, first world problems, right?
Right. Yeah. So we're at the in opposite hemispheres. So we just had the longest day here. So you had the shortest day
The
there in
shortest day.
Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, we have a lot to cover today, so we want to get right to it. Why don't you give our listeners a sort of brief on this first part we're going to talk about? Just set the stage.
So I want to talk about leadership, and I want to talk about leadership in the context of the Supreme Court of the United States overturning a 50-year legal precedent, Roe v. Wade. So that's what I want to talk about first, Mel. And I really want to help leaders understand and employers what they must do right now, and importantly, what they must not do. Then I want to talk about how we're enabling and empowering and supporting women, you and I, in just 5 short weeks in Madison, in Wisconsin.
All right. Let's start from the top then. So, in this time, what should leaders not be doing?
So, in this time and any other time where there is a social justice issue, and I'm coming at this from a position of, and I think it would be very clear what my position would be on the. Yeah, I've openly, I've written to my list of thank you thousands of people who follow me on, who subscribe to my email list. I've written to thousands of people this morning, and our members of a career that soars yesterday, with a statement of support and very clearly outlining my/our position, which is we stand in solidarity with women to have autonomy over their own bodies. So, from an employer's perspective, and this is where I really want to focus my efforts and our efforts, is helping workplace leaders and employers do the right thing. The first thing they should not do is not do anything. So, the first thing they need to do is recognise that you will have people in your organisation, women, men, and others, who are affected by this ruling. So this is not just a women's issue. So recognise that all of your employees have the potential to be affected by this ruling. And the second, so that's number one. Don't ignore it. And the second thing not to do is, please don't make a lily-livered, bland, bipartisan, neutral statement in public, because I can guarantee you, no matter what side of the argument you sit on, it will enrage people. You are better off saying nothing at all. If your organisation, your leadership does not have a view, don't broadcast that you don't have a view and dress it up as we're sitting in neutral territory, because that is BS.
All right. And you've written today about a pretty good list of things that leaders can do today. Let's just have you cover, say, three of them, and then let us know where we can find the rest of them.
Yeah, so the top three things I'd like leaders to pay attention to is, building on my previous, make a statement. It is so important that all of us who are workers in organisations understand where our organisation stands on matters like this. So make a statement to your employees, a public statement to your employees, of support, and particularly in respect to um, the organisation's philosophy. Now, we were just saying before we started broadcasting, courage is not the absence of fear. There will be folks who are going, no way, Michelle, I'm not going there. Your employees expect you as leaders, as an organisation, to take a position and make a statement. So think about it carefully, make the statement. And if you're not in support of women, you need to work out how you're going to communicate that. So that's number one. So the second one, Mel, is please make space for discussion. We are human beings who do not come into the workplace, wherever that workplace may be, and suspend all of our views, opinions, hurt, joy, whatever else that is going on in the world. Discussion is really important. So banning discussion on anything to do with social issues, politics, whatever, is very, very short-sighted. Have someone help you make the right spaces for discussion for those who wish to opt in for discussion. Keep the discussion constructive and collegiate, but give people a space to debrief and discuss. And as I said, it's got to be a really safe space. So that's number two. Make space for discussion. And the third place is thing is communicate. Your organisation may have policies, processes, practices, support mechanisms in place. Please don't assume that all people, particularly your people leaders, know about those policies, processes, and support mechanisms. I was once part of a very large bank here in Australia, or people have heard me talk about it before, an amazing policy on domestic violence leave. But not enough people knew about it. So one of our opportunities was to help our people leaders understand about what happens with domestic violence, how to recognise it, how to respond, and how to refer. So how do people recognise what's going on? How do they respond to the person affected, and how do they refer them to the right provider or support mechanism? So please ensure that you're communicating, particularly with your people leaders, to say this is where you can find the resources to support your conversations with your people. So they're my top three, Mel.
All right. And you had a total of 8 that you shared today with your email list. Where can listeners access this if they want to see all of them?
Yeah, thanks, Mel. So they can subscribe at michelleredfern.com to my newsletter, or send me an email or whatever, and I can subscribe you. Or our members of A Career That Soars, we're posting all week for employers and leaders in there, the tips and the tricks, which I'm getting from my network and curating. So we'll be posting in A Career That Soars. So if you're a woman, you can join A Career That Soars and get access to a network as well as resources to manage this situation and others like it, because these are the things that go on all the time in organisations. We've just got to be better at it as workplace leaders and employers.
Right. So if there are any new viewers, new listeners out there, I want to take a moment to remind you that A Career That Soars is the professional women's network that Michelle and I run. It's a space to get support, to network with other women, and there's also a whole bunch of things that we do that you can access once you're a member, like weekly coaching sessions. Lead to Soar is the podcast that we produce in association with A Career That Soars. So these live videos are not the Lead to Soar podcast. The podcast is audio only and separate, and it's wherever you find podcasts, iTunes, Google Podcasts, etc. That's where you can find Lead to Soar. Okay,
Not
so
Spotify, because we're still cranky with them.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can access it on the web, though, at leadtosoar.com. This leads us to our last bit today. So we want to talk about how leaders can support their female talent pipeline. And similarly, if you're an individual and looking for some support, we've got something really special coming up, like Michelle said, in 5 short weeks. So do you want to talk about that?
I so do, Mel, because I could not be more excited about coming stateside again. I've just had my first bit of international travel as a holiday, and I've got the bug again. So really looking forward to coming across and spending 2 days with you and with Amal Yusuf from Delta Airlines, who's our special co-host on Leadership Is. So 2 days with women going through in detail our 3-part leadership definition. Leadership is using the greatness in you to achieve and sustain extraordinary outcomes by engaging the greatness in others. So women will learn how to step into their own greatness, learn how to run a business just like the CEO wants them to know, and they will learn how to win the hearts, the minds, and the efforts of everyone in their organisation that they're leading or interacting with. That's the 2 days. So if you want to come out having better business skills, being a better businesswoman, being ready to lead at the next level, this is the 2 days for you. It's with me, it's with Mel, it's with Amal. And we are 3 businesswomen who can get shit done. We have got shit done in our careers, and we've got a bucket load of content, wisdom, experience, and a network of women to really, lift each other up. And isn't there I don't think there's ever been a better time, apart from when Donald Trump won the election in 2016, where we all need to come together and lift each other up. So I can't tell you how excited I am, and that excitement and our energy levels, you'll experience it face to face in person in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yes, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. And I know that we and all of the attendees are going to learn so much. And, it's a great time to just feel some support of some other women around you. I know that's something that I need right now, and something that some of our attendees who have already signed up have said that they're looking forward to as well. So there's 2 different ways that you can engage. If you're a leader and you'd like to send a cohort of women to this event, you can look at leadtosoar.com/sponsor, and you can see options there for sending small groups of women to the Leadership Is workshop, August 11th through 12th in Madison, Wisconsin. If you're an individual woman that's looking to come and join us on your own, you can go to leadtosoar.com/leadershipis. So it's just the name of the workshop. So once more, that's leadtosoar.com/leadershipis. And I'll add that we've got a duo deal, so you plus a friend deal that's up through the end of this week. So that's running just through July 1st. So if you're interested in coming and bringing a friend, that's the best deal that you're going to get for Leadership Is.
Yeah, I was hoping that you would do the bring a friend, spruik the bring a friend, because, even at my advanced years, my mature age, I sometimes like to have a friend to take along to things too. Is you kind of think, will I show up on my own? So yeah, so this 2-for-1 deal is it's really good value. Part of so this is not a one and done either, because you get membership to a career that soars. You get a year's membership to a career that soars when you come along. You get Susan Colantuno's books. There's merch. There's swag. Sorry, I'm in Australia. I'm going to America. There's swag. We call it merch here. There's merch, and some other nice surprises. So it will be a superb 2 days. That's our promise. We promise to give you a superb, transformational 2 days. So if you're a businesswoman who wants to be a businesswoman on steroids, this is the 2 days for you.
Yes, we'd love to see you there. So heading into the comments for just a moment, Tula, thank you so much for joining in. And Annie, thanks for joining in. We'd love to see you and your friend Colleen in Madison. And thanks everyone for joining in to talk about what leaders can do in a challenging time like this, especially to support team members who are reasonably
100%
distressed. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got to say, looping back to the first part of our conversation, Mel, I'm thrilled to see my email inbox with 5 emails from my male allies who are telling me already. So they've looked at my email this morning and replied with immediately what they're doing to support women in their workplaces, women and others in their workplaces. So this is another way. Send your women to have a transformational experience. They will win, you will win, the business will win.
Yep, absolutely. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, Michelle. Thank you.
You too, Mel. And solidarity to my sisters in the US and male allies. I want to hear from you. See you next week, folks.
Bye.